Hey friends, hopefully we're back. I don't know on what. My GoPro decided to stop GoProing, which happens from time to time, but welcome to our beautiful river. So we're either on the original live or the backup live. I'm gonna give it a minute or two before I go back and check on my phone. Sometimes it gets a little bit wonky. All right, let me pop you in my pocket. Got a wet sock during that whole shenanigan. It's gonna be squishy. Ew. But we'll try to get you out to the river because it's nice. Mellow day. It is cold. My ears are a little chilly. That's all right. And let me see if I can get YouTube going real quick so I can hang out with you beautiful people somewhere. Oh, that didn't work. Cool, grab the backup. That's awesome. Learning how all this shenanigans works. Hopefully someone found it. That doesn't always happen. Alright. Need my gloves back on. That looks kind of wet and gross. Everything looks wet and gross because we're in Japan and it's wet and it's gross. Oh, it's cold. Glove number 2. Oh yeah. So today's goal is recovery. It's a light jog. We've added a bit of walk to it. That looks wet. I don't like that. Try to stay on the high ground like Gandalf. People are like, it's not Gandalf! Who is it? Who's got the high ground? Y'all know. Anakin's got the high ground. No, it's not Anakin. It's that other guy. Quake Sanjin or whatever. Just mix up all the references you possibly can. Dumbledore, does Dumbledore have the high ground? So anyway, friends, welcome to my favorite river. It's running really high because of the water, but we normally come run out here. Normally there's a lot of stones you could see, but they're actually flooded over the top, which is kind of cool. Looks a little bit dangerous. For me, running is kind of a restorative and a bit of a spiritual practice as well. So I used to just be able to run 1 mile. I'd run like out to here, sit and pray on a rock, wrestle with like all the crap going on in my life, and then run back. So what I like to do on the Wednesday workouts, now that I'm running like 5 to 8 miles on the Mondays, is I take you out, set you down for like 4 to 5 minutes and just give you some space to navigate your life from your faith-based contacts, spirit-based contacts, or lack thereof, so you could just enjoy a little bit of silence and amidst all the aggressive swiping that exists in our world. You can kind of rest and reset for a minute. So let's go down. Let's see if we can get down to the water. I don't know if anything's flooded. It's like, if the river rises and I get cut off, what's gonna happen? It's like, it's probably not a big deal because I know how to swim. I was like really overthinking that. Like, what if the river gets too high? What am I gonna do? Well, you're gonna get wet shoes, but you could probably survive. But yeah, it's normally not this high. Let me see if I can clean my little camera screen here. Yeah, so every once in a while this is lower, and if it's low enough, there's normally a rock I can like hop across to that area, which is cool. But water's definitely moving. This kicks out to Tokyo Bay if you keep running it that way. And they've been building a bridge, which is kind of exciting as well. But again, one of my favorite spots. I'm gonna get you some river sounds, but I don't want to get you too close because if the water rises or surges or something weird, I don't want you to swim away with my GoPro. But last week, I kind of teased this on last Wednesday's live. I found this really nice spot over here, so we're gonna go over here. You can actually get some calm riverside. See, ain't this nice? Oh, a little bit of a muddy slope. Hope I don't die. Looks like somebody had a little mini fire over here. Nice. Actually, that rock's a great place to leave. Norman! Where are you? We are at Futaku Tamagawa. So, past that crane is a city called Kawasaki. Over there is Futaku Tamagawa. This side of the river is Tokyo. This side is Kanagawa. So we're between two states or prefectures, Norman. But this is the fun part of the live stream where I get to set you down and you could just enjoy some calm river and wind noises while I go pray for like 3 to 5 minutes, and I'll come back and we can chat. It's my favorite Wednesday thing to do. So let me set a couple things down here. I gotta put my pack down, which has the Wi-Fi, and then my phone, and this. I don't want to get you too close to the water because I don't want you to fall in. Where's a good spot to put you? Kind of like the way these stones look. Can I get you in there? No, that's too much stone. Is there anything I can put on you? The work I do to get the shot, you know? It's all about that hustle, right? Cool. All right, Norman, I'll be back in 3 to 5 minutes. Enjoy your quiet time with the water and stuff. Actually, I can tilt it up just a little bit. It might look a little nicer. There we go. Yeah. All right, enjoy your nature sounds. you're still here. That's exciting. Oh, I lost you there for a minute. It's a little chilly. Are you cold? Did you bring a coat? It's wet. Gross. Happy you're here though, friend. Alright, let's go finish our workout. Now, for anyone who popped in, I gotta check chat still. But welcome to the Frenzy of my world. So I learned how to raise 4 kids in Japan. Part of the ways that one of the means I have to stay sane in my parenting, my herd, is to get away from them. Rest, reflect, pray, get out into nature a little bit. There's a lot more construction sounds than there used to be, but I can live with it. So we're gonna head back that way. I'll pull up chat. We might jog part of it, might walk part of it. I don't really know what I'm feeling yet. Part of it's just getting out in the cold, moving our body in a safe, healthy way. Wow, where are you? So I'm back. Hope everyone's doing well. Let me reset my chat because it gets really wonky. Our first live died for unknown reasons, so we're on our second live, which is also very exciting. Alright, let's go. Yes! Cold and gross. Now, normally I can do cold pretty well. Like, I train for it, I do cold showers. I'm one of those psychopaths. It works for me, you know? Come on, YouTube, be better. Why do you keep taking away chat? It's obnoxious. Show me the chat. There we go. It's so frustrating. Anyway, so normally I'm good and cold, but like wet, cold, wet rain in your ear, it's just not pleasant. So we'll walk across this wet, marshy wasteland, and then we'll think about running on the stairs. I haven't decided yet. I have the Frozen song stuck in my head, the ice song. Dun, da, 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 da. Break through the ice. Da, da. So because I watched that scene, I was like, that doesn't seem very safe. I'm such a nerd. I'm like, what if you slip in? That would suck. Let's take a big jump here. Wet. Ugh, gross. And I'm gonna do a deadlift. I'll try to jog up these stairs. Don't really feel enthusiastic about running. Don't really feel enthusiastic about walking. Not really enthusiastic about any of the experience that I'm having right now. So this is definitely like a Tadaima run. Tadaima, this is my contextualization of a phrase in Japan. So if like Japanese people wouldn't necessarily get it, it's just meaningful to me. Let's run down the stairs. So in Japan, of course I decided to run right as the cold wind starts ripping, but no, in Japan, if you like enter a home, you know, like show friends, you like bust into the door, you're like, hey, a common greeting, I'm gonna walk. Some things are feeling just wonky enough, we're gonna walk. But a common greeting is to say Tadaima, which means like I'm home, right? And for some reason, for me anyway, I like the presence of that statement, like I am actively here. So sometimes when a run sucks and I don't want to do it, or in this case a walk now, or I don't want to do this, like it turns into a Tadaima workout of like, well, it sucks, but I gotta be at home with it. I gotta be present in it. You know, it's not fun. So we're here, we're walking. The goal isn't cardio today, or at least like elevated heart rate. That's for Friday. And I'm doing some new strength work, which is mobilizing my knees differently. So because of that, I'm being conservative. When I was jogging, it wasn't feeling the way I want it to. And today's recovery, so I'm like, don't push it. We got a big lift tomorrow. But hey, Norman or others, if you're chatting, YouTube is being a little weird, so I don't know if I'm seeing things come through. That's the biggest downfall of watching live streams on my phone. Maybe I need to start bringing a second phone. Because if I use the iPhone, I think it might be better. Problem is the screen's smaller. Screen! What? Dun, 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 dun. Maybe there's just no one here. That's okay. It's really hard to tell sometimes. Almost there. We just gotta walk. Tadaima, I'm here. Present. Already try to like withdraw into like a hermit crab going into its shell. Like, it's cold, it's wet, I don't want to be here. And then what happens is you start to like even like lose just good walking form. So I'm like, oh, squeeze your core, hold your back taut, roll your shoulders back, walk tall, slight lean forward, squeeze your butt, your hamstrings, drive from heel through toe. I was like, and if you walk a little faster, you won't be as cold. So, making it a brisk walk. How gozaimasu? Get it, bud. Respect. That's all respect right there, man. He's up and at it. Love it. The craziest run I've done in Japan was a typhoon. Very dangerous, very stupid. I think I did 6 or 7 miles in one. I was training for my first half marathon out here when I was young and dumb as a 30-year-old. Half my YouTube demographics like, that's young? The other half's like, that's old? Is my community split at the 30-year marker, which makes sense. People tend to connect to their own demographic, but you know, there's a distribution, a normal distribution with some tails. Sucking the core. Let's hit a squat. Maybe that'll get my knees right. Whew, yeah, the right one's a little weird today. That's all right. Gotta work into it. One of the things that happens when you shift programs or stretch in new ways or lift in different ways using different muscle groups, you can find instabilities or areas where your training naturally became out of balance. You know, think about like an arm wrestler. An arm wrestler typically has a stronger arm. Right? Because they're going to train the one they need to win. Doesn't always happen, but so a lot of times when we find those instabilities, we just got to figure out, well, what do we do with it? Yeah, so it's one of those things where like I just started training and moving my body a little bit differently. There's some risks associated with it, and I'm gonna find creaks and pops and shifts. Definitely don't want to push anything into the injury space, right? Because that's stupid. But today I'm like, my right knee is uncomfortable. That normally doesn't happen. My left knee is normally my bad one. So I'm like, so what's different? Have we built strength in a different area, which is changing my gait, how I run and land, and that's aggravating it? Is there something that's inflamed or a little sore in that location specifically, and that's what's aggravating it? So it's always fun to figure. It's always fun to kind of process through all that and be like, well, what's going on? Stairs. Stairs aren't fun either on it. Wiggling it out for a minute. So I'm just gonna be careful with it. Really not a fan of injuring my knees. Oop, that didn't feel good. Pushing through it is a little weird. And it's just stuff that happens when you get older. You have to be mindful of your body, figure out where you can push it, where you need to respect it. It's like the ocean, right? You can get out there on a surfboard, challenge some waves. It's a good time. But if you're swimming ill-equipped, you get pulled into a riptide, you're dead. So, the same with your body. You want to find that edge so that you could continue to grow, unlock some new tricks. But you push past it, your body will drop you if you're not careful. Especially if you're, stairs got me, I'm breathing. Especially if you're trying to get results too quickly. And a lot of times as we hit our early 30s, you know, we've probably gained some weight from having all these kids. Pregnancy takes a toll on a man. As well as the strain of providing through work and parenting. And a lot of times when you get into a time desert, fitness is something we naturally think to cut. It becomes a compromise. And all of a sudden we hit this point of like, shoot, I need to be strong and healthy. Why does my hip hurt? Why does my back hurt? Because I'm sitting all day. And I get up and I lift and throw my kid and twist. And I don't have my athletic 3-sport high school athlete body anymore. What happened? So all of a sudden there's like, you watch a couple Goggins videos, you get all pumped up, and then you overcompensate. You push too hard in the other direction. You expect results too quickly. You lock in this new you and you get injured and you burn out. You return to right where you were, and then you get dissatisfied and you start, it's this vicious loop of starting and stopping. And I think a lot of it's just based in a lack of maturity, like not being able to recognize that your 30s look and feel different than your 20s. And it's not your fault compared to what you see on Instagram or, you know, curated workouts like Beachbody, stuff that I do, like P90X. Like, fitness and health is in a large part within our control. There are choices we can make to have better outcomes with our body, but also there are elements of circumstance that impact us. There are elements of genetics concerning how much our body stores fat, things like that. And I think kind of the third factor is there is like a mirage. There's a fitness mirage that looks like an oasis, but it's not. Right? That's what a mirage is you're in the desert, you start hallucinating, you see water, and it's just the heat baking off the ground. I think with fitness, sometimes we'll see people that have obtained amazing results through hard work, consistency, supplements, lighting, bulking and crash dieting, or they're able to put 2 to 4 hours into the gym a day or whatever it is, like it's become their day job. So it creates this mirage where we start to think, well, our choices and our decisions can get us to that state. And really, if you're parenting 1 to 4 kids, holding down a full-time job, and trying to also have a personal life, you're never gonna get that physique or that aesthetic. But we're trained to think it's within our control. So because our progress at the 1 month to 3 month mark doesn't track what we end up realizing, like the oasis isn't there, and then we search for it somewhere else, or we burn out in the desert for a bit, hit rock bottom, and then start over. So DadBod is the cure. Right? DadBod is like a healthy respect of where we are today and what our expectations can or should be to progress towards greater health and wellness into our 30s and 40s, so that we can kind of restore and regain athleticism, longevity, so we can run with our kids and our grandkids. So when we pick something up and twist, we're not debilitated and out for 2 to 3 weeks. Or for me, having 2 compressed discs in my L4 and L5, and has getting like epidural injections every month, you know, being able to find a rhythm of fitness and strength where that pain has, I have to be very careful. It hasn't 100% disappeared. Like there are moments where I've sat a lot during the day, and then I'm like, oh, why am I kind of locked up? Well, I still don't have a disc there, you know, but on most days my core stability's increased so much over the last 279 days of DadBod that I'm not getting epidural injections. The pain is gone in many ways. Like I started in physical therapy 3 to 4 days a week because I was sleeping on average 3 to 5 hours. I would wake up unable to roll out of bed, but in agonizing pain wherever I lay. Didn't matter where I put a pillow between my legs, which side I slept on. And then I'd go out and run, and the run would start off incredibly painful. And then, you know, once the dopamine and endorphins hit, then I'd go, I don't have back pain anymore, and I'd be fine through most of the day. Step wrong, and my hip would lock out. Like I had all kinds of issues because I didn't know how to move functionally in a good way. There's a lot of cues I got from physical therapy. You know, it's all things that can happen over time. It just takes time. That's the factor, you know. It takes showing up for yourself, learning, and I've tried to package a lot of that into the DadBod journey. I had run 2 half marathons in Japan. I had done years of physical therapy. I had an online coach, Musa Boot from Canada. I started talking with him. I was like, what if we pulled something together, 16-week program that could take someone from, you know, your average Joe and make fitness accessible. You know, someone who's got probably some weight challenges, heavier set, pre-existing health conditions, prior sports injuries, and how do we teach them how to run well, safely. Look at that river, it's very green today. And that's the goal, that's what we've built towards. Now there's still things I'm editing with the program, rolling out the beta, but we're getting there. Someday we'll have an app. All right, friends, I'm gonna go be a dad.